What's up, fans, and welcome to part 5 of our McFarlane Toys DC Superpowers Batman special. And do not adjust your set. This is not the same video that you watched a couple of days ago if you are watching these by the day. Although we do have a new Batman and a new Robin that we are going to review today. They are repaints, but that's okay. I like them. So, taking a look at the packaging. Now, the packaging is very similar to the ones that we reviewed in part 3, and I will bring the figures out again. As you can see, starting with, let's say, the Batman, you can see that the packaging is pretty much dead on. The artwork has been recolored to match, but it is the same picture, and the figure, even to the classic logo in the top. And moving to the Robins, the Robin picture is the same, except it's now a little smaller over here, and that is all you got. But I think the recolor of both of these figures make it very worthwhile, so we are going to look at them and compare. So, taking a look at the packaging, I already mentioned the differences in the previous packaging, but you have DC, you have superpowers, the character's name, Batman and Robin, you have a nice piece of artwork, you have the character in the plastic, you have McFarlane Toys. Coming around to the back of the card, you now have additional characters in the box. We have a Nightfall Nightwing in this particular wave, and that is cool. We still have the Batmobile and the Invisible Jet. The read-up on this Batman is the same as previously, which is smaller than the original Batman read-up. And then you have the Robin read-up, which again is the same. So if you haven't read them from before, you can pause the video and read them to your heart's content. Coming down to the barcodes, you do have DC Superpowers Wave 5 Batman Black and DC Superpowers Wave 5 Robin Tim Drake variant. So basically they know these are kind of the same, except they're different colors. And that is going to be the packaging for these two awesome figures. So without further ado, let's get them out and see how cool they really are. And here we have the Black Batman and the alternate Tim Drake out of the packaging. And their height will be the same as the others. The Batman coming in at 5 inches and the Robin coming in at 4.5 inches. So that is really cool. And when we have two figures, like I said before, we will choose one to take a look at. And in this case, again, we will take a look at the Boy Wonder. And because this Robin is a repaint, we're going to bring out the original that we looked at and just compare the two, because there are a few differences, and the differences, even though it's the same mold and sculpt, does make the figure look a lot different. First off, you have a black mask on the new one as opposed to the green mask here. You have a black cape as opposed to the yellow cape. You have a forest green for the green on the suit as opposed to the lime green on the original, a darker red for the chest and shorts, and you have gold highlights here instead of the yellow over here. The boots are the same, black, and that's pretty much it for how they look. We could take the capes off, which I think we're going to do anyway, and take a look at the back of the figures. So yeah, nothing different that we wouldn't expect there. Now, as far as the capes go, switching them out, let's see how this Robin looks with the darker cape and the brighter colors. I don't really think it's going to make much of a difference. I mean, yeah, it looks okay. And then the brighter one on the darker colored one, that looks kind of weird, I think. So I think they knew what they were doing with the color scheme. But what I really want to do with these capes is see if we can combine the two and give us this neat little black and yellow cape. So I like that, and put that on him here. So that's what we get. It kind of works, but you got a big thick collar But that's really how the cape should have come on this figure. But for the most part, if you want to buy these figures, both of them, then you can get that awesome two-toned cape, which he was supposed to come with. That's cool. And putting it on the darker colored Robin, let's see. Get the yellow on there first, and then the black. I think the two-tone would work better with the brighter colored Robin. Just by looking at like here. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, if this is the Robin that you have and you like better, I mean, it's your toy. Display it how you want. But no, well, there you go. It works. But unfortunately, you have to buy 2 Robins to get that one look. I don't know if you want to do that, or just kind of color this yellow one with the black on the back. I don't know. I haven't tried that yet. Maybe I will at the end of the video to see how that works. But anyway, that is going to be your Robin comparisons. Moving on to the articulation. The head does go around 360 degrees. You do get 360 degrees arm. There is no bicep, elbow, forearm, or wrist. There is no ab. There is no waist. Coming down to the legs. Legs can go up a little ways there. Back a long ways for Robin. You do get a knee bend there, which is pretty good. And that's it. No boot cut or foot cut. So that is going to be your Robin. Oh, where's your cape? You need that. All right. Moving on. And for comparison, here you have the variant Tim Drake Robin with the Hush Batman and the classic Detective Batman. And given the choice between these two, I think he would go better with the Hush Batman just because of the darker color. And for a final comparison, just for the heck of it, here you are with Flashpoint Batman and Nightwing. Obviously, Nightwing could work. Flashpoint Batman, if he comes to a portal or interdimensional gateway, yeah, you could work there. I was just looking at the darker hues for the characters. So, he might work okay with Flashpoint Batman, but the Nightwing in him, that looks pretty good. Alright, moving on. And that brings us to the Wave 5 black suited Batman. And I really like this figure. This figure is very reminiscent of the '89 Batman figure that Kenner put out, because it was all black and it had the gold bat symbol and the belt. But in truth, it is a repaint of the classic Detective Batman that we saw a few days ago. But it is still a magnificent looking figure. So let's bring out the classic Detective Batman and compare the two. Okay, so there may not be a lot to really compare, seeing as how the new Batman is all black. But you can definitely see the same mold and sculpt from the previous one. And you have the difference in the bat symbol, as this is gold, is yellow. And then you have the golden belt as opposed to the yellow belt. And that's pretty much it. Everything else is black and the same. So we take off the capes so you can see the back of the figure. So, yeah. That is really neat articulation for the black suited Batman here. Head 360 degrees, arms 360 degrees, no bicep, elbow, forearm, wrist, no ab, no waist, leg goes up, leg goes back around a lot, and your knee bends, so that is pretty good. A lot of good articulation in the legs, but that's pretty much it. And there you have it. That is the black suited Batman. Alright, moving on. And for comparison, here you have him with the 2 Robins that we've looked at. And I guess comparatively, he would do better with the darker Robin. So if you had to choose between them, and that's just because of the contrasting colors. And then you can have Nightwing out here, and that looks okay, I guess. So if you want to do that, you have a dark bat family. Here you have the world's finest, and don't really feel this dark Batman with the Superman. It's just not something I think works really well. If you put the Wonder Woman in there, this could be a good movie-type version of Michael Keaton and Gal Gadot if you want to use your imagination that way. And for comparison, here you have the black-suited Batman with the Hush Batman, the Batman Who Laughs, the classic Detective Batman, and the Flashpoint Batman. And these, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be our 5 Batman that we have reviewed for the last 5 days. And they look great. All different and unique and from cool different properties. And I like them. They are cool. Alright. Moving on. And this has been the McFarlane Toys DC Superpowers Black Suited Batman and Tim Drake variant Robin. And they're basically the same as the classic detective and the regular Robin, except they're different colored. So if you don't like variants, then you probably won't need to add these to your collection. But I thought they were really neat. I did like the Batman. I thought he was very reminiscent of the '89 movie Batman. And the variant Robin was pretty cool. I couldn't really tell which Robin I wanted, so I got them both. And I think both of them have attributes. I like the dark colors on Robin sometimes, but then I like the brighter colors on Robin sometimes. But either way, I could use the capes to kind of create a dual black and yellow cape, which is what he should have come with in the first place. So I'm happy with getting both of these. So if you are looking for these particular figures, you can find them now on the shelves, and they range from $10 to $12 depending on where you pick them up. And this is going to complete part 5 of our McFarlane Toys DC Superpowers Batman special, and I'm very happy that you guys watched. So we got one more episode left, and that's going to be tomorrow on Saturday. Yes, this is a 6-part series, and you're probably asking, well, what are we going to do? We've looked at all the Batman figures that McFarlane has put out in Superpowers, and you're right. We have now seen all of the Batman figures that McFarlane has given us so far. But tomorrow, we are going to be visiting the Bat Garage. And I can't wait to see what's in store for us then. I hope you guys tune in. It's going to be a great time. Same Bat channel, whatever time you feel like seeing, because YouTube videos are available 24 hours a day. And until next time, guys, have a great night and keep playing.